Hello, my name is Rob, and today we're going to talk about some video games. Today is the turn of the Sojourn, which is developed by Shifting Tides, put out by Iceberg Entertainment, and we looked at the PlayStation 4 version. Before we get into what that is and what we think of it and whether it's worth playing, do click that subscribe and that notification bell, because not only does it help us in a measurable way, it also keeps you up to date with all of the things we do. The Sojourn, it's basically a first-person puzzle game in which you can traverse between two separate planes of existence, between an area of light and an area of darkness. You move from one zone or one area to the other, and you have to solve a puzzle which involves the use of light, the use of sound, the use of all sorts. There's an element of story in a pretty abstract sense, because every so often in the main mode of the game you'll appear upon a area which has a variety of stone statues who are acting out some event, and they tell a story, a very abstract and obscure story, but nonetheless they're telling something. As to how it plays, it's pretty straightforward. You will go from room to room as I highlighted, and you will be presented with something. Instruments which, a harp in particular, which can revive areas of the broken level, a teleporter, things like this. So you have to go from this room to the next room and figure out what is the problem here, how do you solve it, and just continue on like that. Whether I can say whether it's worth playing, it's difficult, frankly, because I'm not typically a puzzle game player. So while I enjoy a great deal of it, the satisfaction of puzzle games is something which any gamer enjoys, that sort of rush of figuring it out without using guides, without using anything like that. But at the same time, it's the problem with puzzle games personally is when you can't get past a certain thing. It doesn't feel like it's like say Dark Souls, for example, where you think, I'm struggling here, I will continue, I will push, I will beat this, I will get better. To use the stupidest internet phraseology, get good. You can do that with that sort of game, but with puzzle games, it's genre where it can really make you feel stupid. Now, with it being a very minimal puzzle game, as in you enter this area, and there'll be two things. It's not like I have to figure out this because there's a lot of things going on. Like, say, The Witness. The Witness is a game which looks like, stylistically, with The Witness, you can go from, if that puzzle doesn't work, go somewhere else and do another puzzle. Whereas this is, what's in front of you is what you do. So that sort of issue is a real problem for me, I think, where you get to something and you enjoy the look of the world. It has this dreamlike aesthetic to it, lots of metaphysical representations, and the way each level sort of constructs in front of your very eyes, or deconstructs if you go to the dark half of the dark half of the world, of the Sojourn's world. So it's very much a conflicted game as far as I'm concerned. It plays very well, it controls tight, it looks good, the representations of what it's trying to do, it's all very clear and it's all very beautiful. At the same time, I struggle to say whether this is worth playing because of personal bias and personal perspective, and that at the end of the day is what a review is. It's not a matter of fact me saying this is good, therefore it is good for everybody. It's a matter of genre preference. I'm not somebody who's particularly strong with puzzle games, mainly due to patience, to be perfectly honest. So when I hit that brick wall, I'll struggle to push through it. And the problem with that is incentive. It doesn't really feel incentivized to push forward. It's very, very episodic, despite those little stone statuettes acting out something. So again, if you have like a history of playing puzzle games, thought-provoking first-person puzzle games as the press releases and the statements about this game have described it as, then by all means this is for you. And frankly, I've kind of boxed myself into a corner there, because honestly, we live in an age where the genres are kind of very much doubling down on what makes them work and who plays them. So puzzle games basically cater exclusively to puzzle game players, so if you are one of those, you will get a great deal out of this, and you'll wonder what the hell I am rabbiting on about. But if you look at it and you see the gameplay and it looks gorgeous, which yes it does, you're going to have a bit of a problem sort of coming to terms with the difficulty spike, because it's not a matter of it guides your hand slowly. I mean, it gives you a little bit of guidance with each new puzzle type, so it'll give you a clue as to how it works, how the mechanics of that thing works. But beyond that, it hits you very, very quickly as far as getting hard very, very quickly. So I've been repeating the same point for quite a while now, so I'll just use this as the point to wrap up. But the Sojourn by Shifting Tides, beautiful game, very, very well put together, but it is very much a case of puzzle players only need apply.